So once you have defined your motivations behind cloud adoption and along with your strategy and cloud adoption plan, you then move to the ready phase of the cloud adoption framework. This is where the Azure Landing Zone recommendations come in, helping you prepare the environment for the deployment, for your cloud deployments. So as Microsoft says, the Azure Landing Zone is a conceptual framework within the Azure CAF, Cloud Adoption Framework, that provides guidance on establishing a secure and scalable cloud environment. Okay, let's understand few key aspects of what a landing zone provides. It provides a pre-configured environment in Azure. Think of it like a ready-made office building with the basic infrastructure ready here. Like for example, networking is there, your hub and spokes are there, your virtual networks are set up, and there is a security with firewall rules, baseline policies, and your monitoring is ready. So it has some pre-configured environment ready for you to go in Azure, and it also gives you a foundation for your cloud infrastructure, like identity and access, Azure AD integration, right? Intra integration, resource organization, governance. There are many design areas which it covers, which we are going to go in depth in the later videos. So it also provides a set of best practices and frameworks, on the security standards or governance rules or compliance templates, all are it provides you with those. And it has some ready to use base for workloads. You don't need to start from scratch. It's like a plug and play environment. So let's take a practical example wherein a new project, if it's a new project deployment, team needs new application environment, and you use one of the templates and you deploy it with the where the environment is ready with the network connectivity, security controls, monitoring, governance, things like that. All you need to do is just deploy the application code. So with this, right, let's go on to the uh, target architecture here. This what is a Azure Landing Zone scaled out target architecture? So based on the lessons learned and feedback from organizations that have adopted Azure into the digital estate or landscape, ALZ conceptual architecture was created to show the important decisions about scale and growth by Microsoft. The framework and guide in setting clear direction for designing and implementing your own landing zone here. Let me walk you through the scaled out architecture here. Let me open this and show you the scaled out architecture. Okay. So here, if you see, this might be a little overwhelming here, So, don't worry if some detail seems complex at first. In the following videos, we will deep dive into the design principle, design areas, and best practices which are considered in developing this conceptual architecture. Okay, so by the end of this playlist, you should have a clear understanding of how to implement and scale a Azure Landing Zone yourself, making it much easier to understand the architecture in its entirety. Okay, so the scaled out architecture. The scaled out architecture of Azure Landing Zone here, it covers some key components like, they call something like platform here, platform landing zones, application landing zones, resource organizations and more. So we are going to go through all this, okay? And it also shows, how you organize and structure your Azure resources for scalability and security, okay? And both the foundational infrastructure and application specific requirements are effectively addressed in this conceptual architecture. So this is the architecture which we are going to revisit once we go through the design areas and design principles, recommended by Microsoft.